Well, hi everybody, and thanks for joining us for our Wednesday encouragement. Before we get to the devotional thought, let me get you an update on a couple of things that are going on at the church that we want you to be aware of. As you know, normally we put out our newsletter to where it comes out at the first of the month. And with things the way they are right now, a lot of things up in the air, we're going to be sending out the July newsletter a little bit later than normal, somewhere around the middle of the month. So we want to make you aware of that so that you're not looking for it and go, oh, what happened? And wondering about that. So just be aware of that. I also want to let you know we're planning a children's water fun event for Saturday, August 29th in the parking lot. We'll have all kinds of things with water in the parking lot where everyone will be safely distant but still enjoying time together. And we're going to have an ice cream truck, and there'll be free ice cream for the kids. So make plans to have your kids here on August 29th and bring some friends, especially those who don't have a church home somewhere. Invite them to come with you. Well, don't forget to watch our online Bible study that we post on Tuesday mornings. The great thing about that is you can join and you can get caught up anytime because we have them online going back to late March, early April when we first started posting them online. And so you can go all the way back there if you want to get caught up. We're in the book of Matthew right now. The outlines are there so you can download them and you can fill them out on your computer. They're done so that you can do that. And so if you haven't done that, please check that out. We think you get a lot out of it. Now, we hope that you can be with us on Sunday mornings. We're having one joint service at 10 o'clock each week. We don't have any nursery or children's classes at the moment, but we're looking for ways to restart that as soon as we can. For the time being, we're having family worship where kids sit with their parents. And so we encourage families to come and be a part of that. Now, just a reminder that we don't have all of our building open at the moment, not every part of it, and not every entrance is accessible. The three entry options we have at the moment are the double glass doors by the nursery, the handicap entry at the top of the parking lot, and the double glass doors in the front that go into the side of the auditorium. Please note that the side door at the bottom of the parking lot and the fellowship hall door and the doors that go into the lobby directly across from the Crusaders classroom will not be open. And we ask that if you want to mingle and talk, that you move your conversation from the hallways to the parking lot, please. We want to try to keep everyone as safe as we possibly can. Also, we're not having all of our regular Sunday school classes at the moment, but the disciples class is meeting in the parking lot each Sunday at 9 o'clock, down in the shaded area near the shed in the back of the parking lot. Everyone's invited. Just bring a lawn chair, and we sit spaced apart, but they'd love to have you. We've been blessed with good weather so far, but we always have the gym where we can spread out if the weather forces us inside. So we hope you'll be able to join us on Sundays, but we understand if you can't, or if you're just not comfortable being out right now. And that's why we're still posting our online service every Sunday morning. That'll be available on our website, on Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo. And if you watch, let us know with a comment or a like or following us on Facebook, or you can email us and let us know that you're watching. We appreciate it when people do that. And if you can't be here in person on Sundays, we really encourage you to take the time between 9:30 and 10 o'clock to pray. Pray for our church and our ability to continue to build God's kingdom, even in the midst of the limitations that the pandemic is putting on us. Pray that we would be the light that Jesus wants us to be in this dark world. Pray for our country and her leaders, as well as our governor and our local leaders, that they would have the wisdom to make the right decisions. And pray for our new senior minister, Steve, that he would be able to find a house here in Charlottesville soon so that he can join us here as soon as possible. And guys, we invite you to join us Tuesday mornings for our Tuesday morning men's Bible study. Right now we're bringing our breakfast and meeting at Dartingtown Park at the shelter Tuesday mornings at 8 o'clock, and we would love to have you bring a lawn chair and join us for that. And if you haven't signed up for the alerts, the notifications, please do that. It'll keep you updated for things that we need to inform you of from time to time, and it'll make sure to check on those who are from our congregation who who don't have internet, and make sure that they're signed up as well. You can get them as a phone call, a text, or an email, And just call the office or email me and I'll get you signed up for that. We don't send them out every week. We don't inundate you with them, but it's important when we do. Well, I was reading today about a time when Muhammad Ali visited a women's prison. Everyone was oohing and aahing over him as he made his way through the crowd. And as he went, he stopped and he gave a kiss to a number of the women as he went along. Now, like in all crowds, there were some of the ladies who were very pretty and others who were not so much. But the only ones Ali kissed were the ones who many would call ugly. And afterward, a reporter who was covering the visit asked the heavyweight champ why he had only kissed those women. And Ali said, because nobody ever kisses them. But now they can remember that Ali kissed them. Now, some might chalk that up to Ali's ego, but it was still a kind and a very thoughtful act. And I wonder if it might not have been spurred by the way he was treated as a young black child growing up in the South in the 40s and 50s. And there had to have been untold slights and comments little Cassius Clay, as he was known at the time, had to endure. I mean, how many times was he overlooked or ignored? That he took the time to recognize the ones who were overlooked by most of society, that's a special thing. And it's something that we ought to emulate. How many people do we pass by on a daily basis without noticing them at all? I mean, we don't really know because, well, we haven't noticed them. And I'm no different from anybody else. I mean, there are times when I've been so wrapped up in my own thoughts that people have said something to me and said I looked right at them and I never said anything because I didn't even remember seeing them. I did that once with one of our longtime members, Alice White. Many of you remember. After she told me I had done that she had said something to me and I didn't see her, I made sure that from that time on, every time I saw her, I'd shout, "Hi, Alice!" And she'd laugh and she'd say, "Hello, Stan." And even at funerals, we'd whisper yell, "Hi, Alice." And she'd say, "Hello, Stan." But I didn't overlook her anymore. Jesus spent his ministry focusing on the people society ignored or looked down on. Lepers, tax collectors, adulterers. He blessed children in a time when children were seen as an interruption. And he talked with women, even foreign women, in public, in a time when men just didn't do that. And as his followers, our job is to do what he did. There are so many people we overlook, not out of bad intentions, but because they don't stand out, or we're just focused on our own things. But no person is unimportant in a world Jesus died to save. And so I want to encourage you today to be proactive this week about noticing and smiling and speaking to people you might otherwise have overlooked. You never know how much good it can do in somebody's life. Scripture says an encouraging word does wonders. And if you're stuck at home, call somebody who might not be expecting a call from you and encourage them. And considering what Jesus did with us, when he looked down and he saw us drowning in our sin and sacrificed himself for us, how can we not look to encourage others? But for the record, I don't advise you to just walk up and give a kiss to strangers, at least not until you become heavyweight champion of the world.